Now, you're welcome once again to the Handshake, where we discuss issues that affect you daily, the economy, the business, everything about your business, your investments, anything. But you know, I am not really good at that. So this is why I invited someone who has an idea and always makes me, you know, understand quite a number of these things, because I always ask myself, I don't even know how to calculate some of these things, but don't worry, I'm learning. You're welcome, Bush.
Thank you.
And our topic for today is that ministries, turns out, have failed to beat the March 15th budget deadline of submitting their policy statements, which contain their budget estimates for the year 2017-2018. Now, this is why Bush is here to help me understand. Does this mean it will affect the actual budget deadline?
No, the budget date is Chancellor is not going to change.
Okay.
It's normally, I think, the second Thursday
All right.
of June. Second Thursday of June, thereabouts. That won't change. However, this is inconvenient because it doesn't give time for Parliament to interrogate these budgets. So you miss the deadline, because the deadline, I think the budget should be passed by May 1st.
Yeah, sure.
So and then it's read out in June, sometime in June. So it just makes parliamentarians' life harder to get this thing out of the way.
Oh, I see why they were complaining.
Yeah.
Wow.
Unfortunately,
yes.
you know, I don't want to assume things, but sometimes it's a trick by technocrats to delay things so that you rush through and you let things pass. But I hope that's not the case this time.
Now that you talk about rushing through, if they're going to rush through, of course.
Clearly.
Can we trust their estimates?
I mean, it's been a big debate for as long as I've known, been following the budgets, that, you know, when what they call the rubber hits the road, we find that these budgets are not actually practical. Then that's how you start getting supplementaries. Many times not for emergencies, because supplementaries are supposed to be that, you know, something came up. You know, you had a famine and you had to get more. You had to pay. You had to buy maize to send to a certain place. You had a disaster in Bududa, or such like things, or been some fluctuations in some things.
Sure.
But you find the supplementaries are for very things that could have been foreseen. So you realize, that's when you have our doubts about the estimates ever.
Okay. And what causes sloppiness among officials? Of course, they are well facilitated, we all know that, and supposedly competent. What causes that?
Well, on one part, we just are terrible at timekeeping generally as a country.
No, I think it's Africa.
Yes, but I don't know why someone doesn't just crack the whip. I mean, it's not rocket science to keep time.
Sure.
You know that you're supposed to, from the time the budget is read, or from the end of the financial year, let's say, which is July 1st, you know you're going to have to have your estimates in by March 15th. So how can you fail? I mean, it's just not possible. I mean, so either you're I think the combination, I'm not even going to say it's either.
Yes.
One, that you can't keep time. You just don't know how to keep time.
Okay.
And two, there's a level of incompetence. You probably even don't know this process. You just walked through the system. You can't even project. You can't even look forward to what might be and what might not be.
Okay.
And three, I think the supervisors are also just sloppy. Why do you keep missing the deadline? Heads should roll. It's an important issue. But the budget is a very important issue. I mean, if the budget is not passed, government comes to a standstill.
True.
So yeah, it's an important issue. Why are we treating it like it's some playground joke?
Wow. So do you think these sloppy are going to be punished?
No.
Oh. Why?
Well, they do it every year. So I never heard of anyone getting punished. So that's the way it is.
Don't they, in a way, deserve to be punished?
Of course they do. Of course they do. I mean, as I said, the budget is a very important thing. Yes. Just to give you an idea, money is not spent or should not be spent unless it meets, it comes from a budget. Like we say we're going to use 100 million shillings for renovating studios here.
All right.
No money should be used until that budget is passed. So if the board or the executive committee of the New Vision doesn't say sign it off, the renovation is going to have to wait.
Yes.
Now imagine that same thing for example, paying suppliers of government. So, for example, we had our independence celebration and we spent so much on flyers or something, and guys are waiting for their payment.
Yeah.
And you can't pay because the thing has not been passed, because somebody didn't put it, either somebody didn't meet the deadline. It affects a businessman and affects all his dependents and all his workers, and it has a ripple effect. It's not a joke. Okay,
now, so if we could bring it a little bit to our personal level, do I need a budget as a person?
Absolutely, you need a budget. I mean, you earn, let's say you, Lynn, you earn 10 million shillings. And if you pays you 10 million shillings, yes.
Wow.
I'll go and your pay rise. But you can't go around going and renting a house of 15 million shillings a month. You'll be out of your mind. You have to know what your income is and what your expenditure is. And hopefully they balance, or you spend less. Ideally, you should spend less than you earn.
Who knows?
No, you need a budget.
You might need a supplementary budget as well.
Yeah. I mean, fueling Mercedes-Benz, your Mercedes-Benz is not a simple thing.
Bush, the things you're giving me, I have no idea.
I saw you driving around in Mercedes-Benz, so I just thought, yes, you need to budget for these things.
That's Bush for you, anyway. But I'm glad he has told us and given us an insight of what to expect now that there's been a slight delay, which I know I trust our leaders will work on, and by June, July. June, yes. By June, our budget will be out. So no worries, everything will be under control. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much, Bush.
Thank you, Lynn.